Good morning, friends. How are we all today? Hopefully doing good. I have a pretty big project I'm getting ready to start. I'm not ready to start that today, though, because I need to do a little bit more research on it and a couple more things. So in the meantime, I decided I'm going to do a bit of another hobbit doorway. This one, as you can see, this little guy seems to lend itself wonderfully, and I'm going to try to incorporate that natural rotted out spot there as the window. So we'll see how this goes. So hopefully you'll take the time to watch this little guy. I'm hoping to have it all done in this video, and we'll see by the time we're done. Thanks so much. I'll get started right now. So I didn't film it, but I used my bandsaw to cut out that front stoop, and then I'll redraw the doorway right on top of that again, and we'll get started filming. I want to try to preserve the bark on this as best I can. I don't know that it's going to remain here after all is said and done, but I am going to try. We also may have noticed that when I got right to this spot, this is very soft, super soft wood right in here. So now that I know that, and I can actually start to see it a little bit in here, not sure if you can, but it's kind of pitted a little bit more. This is a nice solid piece. This is starting to rot just like the rest of this is. So I have to be careful is all. And I'm going to. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put a rock outline around our door, like give or take like so. I'm not going to draw it all in because I like to just pretend. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do the stonework that's the frame of this doorway, and I'm going to need to be super careful here because that's going to just blow out pretty quickly. So let's see what happens. I love the stonework. I'm very happy. I did find a couple more soft spots, so if you're ever using a piece of wood like this that has like rot in the center of it where it's gone, be aware that throughout the piece you're going to find other soft spots, and your tool, especially when you're power carving, it's just going to dive right through. Even if you're using knives, those are going to cut into that so much faster, and that's where a lot of people can cut their hands. With a power tool, as long as your hands are out of the way, you're not going to have that problem, but you will gouge deeply into the wood, such as there, way more than you wanted to. But it's all right. It is a hobbit door, and it's meant to look rustic, so I'm not even in the least concerned about that. So I'm going to go ahead and hollow the inside of this out, not hollow it, just lower it, so that I can put in the wooden doors. All right, so I've got this done. I'm going to go ahead and figure out where I want to put the strap hinges on here, and then put in the lines for the wooden door slats. The doorknob is going to end up being one of my favorite ways to do it. I have little carpet tack kind of things that are black, so it'll look really nice on this one as well. So we'll go ahead and get that in. I'm hoping, as you can see here, that once you start getting into the swing of things, you can move pretty quickly. I wouldn't at first if you've never power car before, or you've not done this type of detail stuff. You want to go slow, but once you've become accustomed to how things look and how things move within the wood, and what the wood actually gives you, and of course I've said this in some of my earlier videos, let the wood show you what things are going to look like. I wanted to be super careful here with this crack, because again, I mean, all of you have noticed this whole thing can come apart, but it's pretty sturdy. It's not going to in this instance, but do be careful. That can cause you some problems. But I am going to make this into something more of a feature on here. I'm going to add more lines to it, so it looks like the actual wood is, cracked, but I'm going to make it look like the door itself has a crack in it. And then I'm going to go ahead and start putting wood grain into the doors, so that when I apply stain to this door, it does look, of course it is wood, so it's going to look like wood. I know this is a kind of an odd thing to be saying, but what I mean by that is I want to exaggerate some better wood grain, some smaller wood grain to work with this door. Look at that, we're just about done. Pretty happy with the raggedness and the rotted look of this door, this window on the door here. I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of wood slats in around this, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my little flap sander here to kind of clean this bad boy up. Put a little bit of stain on it, and we'll call it a day. Time for the finishing touches. This is the best part. I think that's pretty darn cool. Not bad for about an hour's worth of work today. Of course, the video is not going to be an hour long, but yeah, it took me about that long, maybe an hour and a half. So let's go ahead and get some paint and get some iron on here, and get a little bit of stone color here and here, and then I'll go ahead and put a coat of stain on this to give the wood look, and age the stonework and the iron a little bit, and then it's done. I'm going to throw some weathered oak on this. We'll see how that turns out. Gotta get my rubber gloves on first. My problem is I'm using an older stain, and there's a little bit of a gray pigment down in here to give this weathered oak the weathered look. And I accidentally, at first I thought I was smearing paint, but my paint was dry. And so what it turns out is that the pigment down in the bottom of this stain wasn't fully mixed. My fault. And it caused that gray look that I just didn't like. But that's all right. It's weathered, right? And there we have it. Completed doorway. Just in a matter of a couple of hours. I hope you all like it. We'll see you soon. And now I'm going to try to position this tiny little nail in the door. Actually, I am right-handed. I'm going to have to hold it with my left. Doorknob. Nice. Like I said at the beginning, this is just kind of a project to get us tided over until I get that next big project going. I do have exactly what I'm going to be doing in mind. It's something my wife went to visit a local park here, and she saw this building she knew would be perfect for what I do, and she took photos of it for me all the way around in the area, and so it's super nice. I just need to study them a little bit better and kind of draw out my idea of what I want, and then also find a piece of wood to do it with. But I'll get started on that here this weekend, probably later today or tomorrow, and you'll be seeing that shortly. But for now, our little hobbit door is complete, and I'm super happy with this thing. Hope you guys are too. You can easily follow along. This one's something any of you can do, and hopefully you'll give it a shot. I know you're not going to find a piece of wood just like this, but you could just make something work. You can do this, even if you just have to drill a hole and make it look like it's damaged like that. It's pretty fun. Thank you guys so much. I hope you like, subscribe, follow along, share the video, tell your friends and family, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much.